If you log on to NHL 19 Hockey Ultimate Team recently, you may have been greeted with 10 unopened packs if you completed a set in the month of December. Let's take a look at what we have here. Christmas rewards and evolution packs. Oh, no, wait. These evolution packs are not for you guys. Those are for the game changers. I apologize. And then gold packs for the pre-order people. But we do get 2 Christmas rewards, and we're going to go through all the different possibilities to help you guys figure out which cards are the best to grab. All right, the second pack will open up first. We get a bunch of collectibles. You got progress for 4 collectibles towards the monthly legend. Congratulations, an evolution collectible, which you'll likely not use because you need 15 collectibles to make an evolution card. The first pack is actually the choice pack that I was looking for because I was already aware of what the contents were. So, choose 2 items with 2 rare, 2 selection rounds. Great. Round 1, you get to choose between 86 overalls. These cards are your Nations of Hockey cards that were released earlier last year, I guess you could say. Your choice between GRANLUND, PLEKANEC, Price, 2 Canadian players, LANDESKOG, SUTER, and ZAITSEV. You'll notice that you have a player for each position, and they are untradeable, so you can't go and sell them on the auction house for coins. So you really need to find a player that, well, you're going to use in some way, shape, or form. Even if your team is way better than these cards, you still want to pick the best cards just in case they come out with like a competitive season where you're limited on the type of cards that you can have. So, MIKAEL GRANLUND coming up first. He's a right wing, 2 points in the beauties and 2 points in clutch players. So he's got a boost in deking, hand-eye, passing, puck control, endurance, wrist shot accuracy, and then an additional 2 points in puck control if you activate those synergies. He's a pretty fast card for an 86 overall, kind of on the small side, 5'10", 185 pounds. Outside of skating, he's got great puck handling and great awareness. Shooting at 83 kind of hurts him, and don't expect him to be physical with a small frame like that. PLEKANEC's a centerman with pretty rough stats. That shooting, not that great. He's got the same synergies as GRANLUND. I think he's a little bit on the slower side. I don't know, I guess the skating kind of averages out. But yeah, these stats are pretty pathetic. Defensive awareness is one of his better stats with stick checking. Outside of that, it's pretty pitiful. Carey price, we don't look at stats when it comes to goalies, but you do get 4 synergies if you need help activating some team synergies. Landeskog, we're sticking to the same synergies. Landeskog is going to be taller than GRANLUND. And his stats, he's slower, got about the same shot. And then the rest of his stats kind of average out to like 83. So this is a pretty terrible card. Left wing power forward, kind of expected better. SUTER, 6'2". Again, same synergies. So he's your tallest player thus far. He's got pretty decent skating stats. Shooting for a defenseman, never all that great. His deking and hand-eye stats hurt his puck handling, but you shouldn't be deking with the defenseman anyway, so not that big of a deal. Defensively, however, he plays more like his overall, but then with defensive awareness at 92 will make him a stud in your defensive zone. ZAITSEV, another 6'2" warrior, again, same synergies, got about the same skating, same shooting as SUTER. Overall, his stats are worse than SUTER's as well. So the way that I would look at this is base it off of your need. Do you need a lefty? Do you need a righty? Sadly, SUTER's going to be your only righty. A righty defenseman, I would definitely go with him, or just any kind of defenseman, I would go with him. You should only go for price if you want the 4 team synergy points, because he's already got better cards out there, so an 86 overall carry price, not all that interesting. When it comes to Landeskog, he already has an 87 overall, so it's going to beat out his 86 overall. For Ryan SUTER, I think his highest card right now is an 84 overall. So by the end of the year, it's probably going to eclipse this card, but it might still be nice to have him for now. If you're not a diehard fan of any of these guys, I would highly recommend picking either GRANLUND or SUTER. SUTER, I think, would be number 1, and GRANLUND be my number 2 choice. But now we get into the more interesting Christmas rewards, because these are your 91 overalls. Your 86 overalls, I mean, they're nice if you don't have a great team, but the 91s you'll definitely see on most teams. Let's start from the back. We got SERGEI BOBROVSKY, another goalie, 91 overall. These guys only have 2 synergy points. He's got a point in BU and the Beauties. BU Burner being a synergy that pretty much everyone wants to activate because it increases the skating stats of all of your players. Outside of that, the rest of the players will have BU and CP as their synergies. Because Bobrovsky only has 2 synergy points, I wouldn't recommend going for him. Especially since, again, all goalies pretty much play the same. Or at least a lot of people seem to think so. So that's why I want to skip him. But if you like Bobrovsky, I mean, he's definitely been a great card in previous NHL games. I think this year, a lot of people didn't like him. Find out for yourself if he's the type of goalie that you like. I wouldn't recommend him, though. Matt Duchene looks like a disgusting card. 91 overall, but has maxed out skating, 99 acceleration, agility, and speed. Burner doesn't matter, but he helps out the rest of his team, so that's nice. He's a team player. That's why he left for Ottawa and decided not to stay in Colorado. All of his other stats seem to hover around 89, deking and defensive awareness being at 91. Since he's a center, we look at the face-off stat, 86. I'd say that's pretty good, and I think for most teams, he will definitely be a useful center. But if you already built a decent team, you'll find better centermen. His weakest point appears to be physicality, as his body checking stat is 83, strength is at 86, and his aggression is at 81. Shea Weber, a big boy that can slap it real well with 95 slap shot power. His skating is around 93, 94. If you can activate BU, that'll bring it up to 96, 97. With balance at 99, there is no knocking that bowling pin over. His worst stats, understandably, are deking and hand-eye. We already went over that with SUTER. And also his shooting accuracy. But otherwise, this is a pretty solid card. His base card is great, so a 91 overall should do you wonders. The problem is, with Blake Wheeler, you have an even bigger player that can play defense for you despite being a forward. He's got better, in a way, shooting stats because his shot's going to be more accurate but less powerful. He's still going to skate really well, but he can also deke really well on top of it all. Defensively, he's good for a 91 overall, but probably not as good as Shea Weber. Only like a slight difference. Defensive awareness, 94. Stick checking, 90. He's got 92, 89. So that's why I feel like Blake Wheeler is a better option. Evander Kane's kind of like a mix between Wheeler and Duchene because you get more of the size, but you also get more of the speed as well. So while he doesn't have maxed out skating with BU, that can be easily accomplished. All of his other stats are fairly well balanced, 88 to 90. While underwhelming for a 91 overall, still a solid option. Finally, we have Cam Fowler, a defenseman that is going to be fast as lightning. Skating pretty much maxed out. Shooting not so great, but he plays defense well. He's somewhat physical minus body checking. He can pass and control the puck well, and maybe that's all you need out of a defenseman. So out of these options, I would trim it down to the guys you see on the screen. Don't pay attention to the guy off the screen because I don't think it's worth it. I don't think you should waste your Christmas pick on a goalie. Then, if you have a favorite player out of these guys, choose them. If you need a player at a specific position, or needs to be a lefty or a righty, I would base my decision off of that next. I would go with a Wheeler or a Matt Duchene. A Wheeler for righties. I like Wheeler because he can play any position for you. If you have him as a forward and you find yourself having way too many forwards, you can just place him on defense. That makes him versatile, much like the monthly legends that we get. Duchene would be your lefty. No, not lefty, lefty. If you want someone who's big and fast, go with Evander Kane. But overall, my option is Blake Wheeler. I've been pumping this guy up for the past 2 or 3 years. He's just always an amazing card that they come out with. I think it's his size. If he was smaller, I would not give any care about him. But because he's 6'5", he's my choice for the best Christmas rewards card in NHL 19. If you guys have any questions or need me to help you with anything else, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what you think of these rewards and how you think EA could improve on them the next go around. I think the fact that they made it a choice pack kind of says it all. It gives the player choice. Last year, players got screwed because they just got a random Christmas legend, and for a lot of them, they sucked. They may not have had any kind of place on the team, but hopefully one of these guys can have some kind of place on your team.